Alright, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, untuk video ini, saya akan tunjukkan macam mana nak mengira seasonal variation, estimating seasonal variation. Right. Untuk last class, kita dah tengok macam mana nak kira moving average, estimating trend using moving average method. And then kita dah tengok macam mana nak kira three moving average, which is from a raw data. So we calculate three moving average, right? And then we also have looked at how to calculate a trend, estimating trend using four moving average, right? So this is the data that we use, example number 6.3, right? So this is the four moving average that we already calculated, right? So this is the trend. So now we want to do estimating the seasonal variation, right? So seasonal variation can be estimated using the model known as a multiplicative model. So the multiplicative model is y equal to t multiplied with s multiplied with c multiplied with I. So y means the actual data equal to trend, which is t, multiplied with seasonal variation, which is s, and cyclical variation and irregular variation. So since we are dealing with the seasonal data, so cyclical variation should be equal to 1, right? So this one should be equal to 1. And irregular variation also equal to 1. So we will use the formula y equal to t multiplied with s. And then to calculate s, seasonal, which is seasonal variation, we just manipulate the formula. T kita bawa ke sana, so we become y divided by t multiplied with 100%, right? So from this data, right, let me clear this one first. From this data that we already calculate the trend value, so which is trend is the four moving average, right? So now we want to calculate the seasonal variation. So we create another column, right, beside the trend column, right? So this one we call as a seasonal variation. So this is a seasonal variation, which is S. S is equal to y divided by t multiplied with 100%. So for the first value, quarter number 1, 2005, there are no value. So for seasonal variation, also no value, right? So this one, y divided by t. To calculate S, y divided by t means 7 divided by 6.75 multiplied with 100%. So this one should be equal to 103.70. And we need to calculate for the rest value. Right, this one should be 84.21. This is 135.59. And this is equal to 78.69. And this is equal to 100 because 8 divided by 8 multiplied with 100 equal to 100%. And this one is 82.35, where 7 divided by 8.5 equal to multiplied with 100% equal to 82.35. And this one is 133.33, and the last one is 84.21. And the last value, there are no value. Right. So since we already calculate the seasonal variation, now we want to determine the seasonal index. Right. To determine the seasonal index, right, for the time period T is the adjusted value of the seasonal variation of the time period T. So step to determine seasonal index for time period T. First step is we need to find the trend value. So the trend value we already calculated, which is came from for moving average, right? This is a trend during least square method or moving average method. So for this subject, we only focus on moving average method. And then step number 2, we need to find seasonal variation. Seasonal variation, which is this value lah, right? S equal to Y divided by T multiplied with 100%. So which is 103.7 and so on, right? And then number 3, we need to tabulate Y divided by T multiplied with 100%, which is this is a seasonal variation according to the time period. So now we want to do step number 3. So to tabulate the value, we need to create a table. This table, since we have year 2005, 2006, and 2007, and quarter we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we will tabulate based on year and quarter. So let on the first column become year, and each column onwards is quarter. So this is quarter number 1, quarter number 2, quarter number 3, quarter number 4. And the last, we need to create the table based on this value lah. Right. So the first row should be year 2005. Second row, year 2006. Third row is year 2007. So all these values are taken from the original table that we already calculate. Right? This is a for moving average, and this is a seasonal variation. So we will tabulate the value. So the first value for 2005, quarter number 1, there are no value. So this is no value, no value. For quarter number 3, 2005, quarter number 3, 2005 is 103.7, 103.7, right? And the next one is 84.21. For 2006, quarter number 1 is 135.59, 135.59. And quarter number 2 is 80. Sorry, this is 78.69, right? Is it 78.69? And the next is 100, and this is 82.35, and this is 133.33, right? And this is 162.90, and the last value is no value, right? For 2007, quarter number 3, there are no value, right? Quarter number 4, also no value. So this is the step number 3, right? This is step number 3. Right? So step number 3. And the step number 4, we need to find the total of seasonal variation and find mean for each time period, right? So first step, we need to find total, step number 4, which is total and mean, right? So this is mean, right? So total 135.59 plus 133.33, it should be equal to 268.92, right? And this one is 162.90. This is 203.70. This is 166.56. So this is step number 4. So for mean, 268.92 is the total, divided by how many observations we have previously. And so we have 1, 2. So we have 268.92 divided by 2. It should be 134.46. This is 81.45, and this is 101.85, and this is 83.28. So this is still step number 4, right? So now we look at step number 5. We need to calculate the total mean of y divided by t multiplied with 100%. This is a seasonal variation. If the total mean is exactly equal to the number of time period multiplied with 100, and then the value of mean each time period is taken as seasonal index, right? So now we need to calculate the total of the mean. So we need to total of mean. So the total of mean, we add the value 134.46 plus 81.45 plus until 83.28. So this one should be equal to 401.04. So step number 5 says that if the total mean is exactly equal to the number of time period multiplied with 100%, right? So the total mean is 401.04. So our total mean is not equal to number of time period. Number of time period means this is time period number 1, this is time period number 2, this is time period number 3, this is time period number 4. So we have 4 multiplied with 100% should be equal to 400. So now the total mean is not equal to 400. Right? The 400 mana dapat? 400 is number of time period. Okay, kita ada 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 time period kan? Multiply with 100%, and with 100 should be equal to 400. So this one is not equal to 400. So if the number of time period, the total mean is exactly equal to the number of time period. So this value, kalau dia sama dengan 400, so this is value ni 134.46, ini semua ni adalah seasonal index kita. Tapi memandangkan sekarang ni total mean is not equal to 400, so next step is we need to adjust the mean. Adjust the mean value. So we need to create another row, adjusted mean. So adjusted mean means number of time period. So correction factor lah. Adjusted mean also equal to correction factor. So number of time period multiply with 100 divide by total mean. So next. So 400, number of time period is 4 multiply with 100 divide by total mean. Total mean is 401.04. So this is step number 6. Right? So step number 7, which is now we want to calculate the seasonal index. So seasonal index for quarter number 1, quarter number 2, and quarter number 3, number 4. So seasonal index for quarter number 1 now here. So kita ambil value mean ni 134.46 multiply with 400, which is 4 multiply with 100 divide by 401.04. Kita multiply dengan adjusted mean. So this one should be equal to 134.11. And this one should be 81.24, and this is 101.59, and this is 83.06, right? So we clear this one, right? So we already calculate seasonal index. So now to interpret each value of seasonal index means seasonal index for quarter number 1, maksudnya 134.11. So what does it mean? It means that the sales is above the trend by 34.11%. So let's say we look at seasonal index for quarter number 2, which is equal to 81.24. This one, right? So it means that the sales is below the trend, right, by berapa? So 100 minus 81.24, it should be equal to, so 100% minus 81.24% equal to 18.76%. So this is the value, right? So the rest, quarter number 3 is more than 100%. So it is above the trend by 1.56. This is below the trend, which is says 100 minus 83.06. So this one should be equal to 16.94. So this is how we calculate seasonal index, right? Okay, are you clear with this one? Okay, now the next topic that we want to study is how to do a forecasting. So now based on the raw data, we have the value of the data from 2005 until 2007, quarter number 1 until quarter number 4. What if we want to forecast the value of sales, right, for quarter number 1, 2009, right? So we need to do a forecasting step lah. So the forecasting is the process of predicting the future using the data that are recorded in the past. One main purpose of seasonal index is to forecast the value of dependent variable in the coming future so that decision making can be made. So we're still using the multiplicative model, right? Based on the multiplicative model yang kita belajar tadi, so y is equal to t multiplied with s multiplied with c multiplied with I. So since our data only focus on seasonal, so this one should be equal to 1 and this one also equal to 1. So to forecast, y should be equal to t multiplied with s, right? T, let's say we want to forecast for y 2009, quarter number 1. So we need to calculate the trend for quarter number 1, 2009, multiply with seasonal index for quarter number 1, right? So this is a step to do a forecasting, right? First step, we need to determine the seasonal index, right? We already do it, right? We already know the seasonal index for quarter number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4, right? So step number 2, we need to estimate the trend for the time period to be forecast, right? So if the trend is originally using a least square method, so since we are not using least square method, we skip step number 1. And step number 1 is not related to our model, right? So we focus on B. If the trend was originally obtained from using the moving average method, then the following step to estimate the trend. First, we need to calculate the change in trend per time period using the formula. Change in trend, the last trend value minus first trend value divided by number of trend minus 1. So now, this is the value, right? So we want to forecast for 2009. Let's say this is 2008, quarter number 1, quarter number 2, quarter number 3, quarter number 4, and this is 2009, quarter number 1, right? This is our objective. Now, first step, this is the column for trend, right? Our for moving average. First step, we need to calculate change in trend. So change in trend, must formulate there, last trend value minus first trend value divide by number of trend value divide minus 1. So this one should be The last trend value, we look at the original table. The last trend value is 9.5. So we look at the trend column for moving average, 9.5. So the last trend value is 9.5 minus the first trend value is 6.75. So 6.75. Right, divide by number of trend value. So how many observations are there? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 trend values minus 1. Okay, are you clear with this one? So this one should be equal to 0.3929. So this is the change in trend per quarter. Right. So the second step is we calculate the estimated trend for the time period. We need to calculate the estimated trend for the time period T. So it should be estimated trend multiplied with number of change in trend and multiply with the value of change in trend. Right. So now, so how many steps we want to skip? Right. So we already have the value of trend from 2007 quarter number 2. So this is change number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So kita nak cari estimated trend dalam period number 7. Right. So kita nak skip 7. Maksudnya kita nak tahu, kita nak forecast the value of sales dekat sini. We want to know the value of sales dekat sini. Right. For quarter number 1, 2009. So kita calculate lah berapa banyak yang kita langkau daripada the last trend value. The last trend value is 9.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So kita langkau 7. So next, estimated trend value for 2009 quarter number 1 is the last trend value is 9.5. So this is the last trend value kan dia cakap kat sini. This is the last trend value plus I multiply with I berapa banyak langkawan yang kita nak buat multiply with change in trend. So plus 7 multiply with change in trend is 0.3929. So this one should be equal to 12.2503. So 12.2503 should be here lah. So should be here. So this is the trend, estimated trend for year 2009, quarter number 1. So this is 12.2503, right? So now, to forecast this value, right, we want to forecast Y 2009 quarter number 1 is equal to trend 2009 quarter number 1 multiply with seasonal index quarter number 1. So this one should be 12.2503 multiply with seasonal index for quarter number 1 is 134.11. 134.11 cent. So this one should be berapa? This one should be 16.4289. So this is the value, right, for quarter number 1, 2009. So we already forecast the value for value of sales for quarter number 1, 2009. Right. Are you okay? So let's look at if you want to forecast for quarter number 2. Right. Let's say we want to forecast for quarter number 2, 2009. Right. So I just show another example. This is 16.4289. So the same step. So this is a step langkawan number 7. This is langkawan number 8. So we need to calculate the trend, change in trend for quarter number 2, 2009. Quarter number 2, 2009 is, the last trend value is 9.5 plus 8. Kita langkau 8 step dekat sini. Multiply with change in trend. Change in trend is 0.3929. So 0.3929. So this one should be equal to 12.6432. So this is 12.6432. So we want to know the value of Y. So Y 2009 quarter number 2 should be trend 2009 quarter number 2 multiply with seasonal index for quarter number 2. So this is 12.6432 multiply with seasonal index for quarter number 2 is, this is quarter number 2 kan? Right? So seasonal index is 81.24. 81.24. So this one should be equal to 10.2713. So this is the value of forecast, the sales for 2009 quarter number 2. 10.2713. Right? I hope that one is helping you to understand this topic. Right? So see you later. Assalamualaikum.